I remember there's some new segment that we're supposed to be doing tonight.
Is there a new segment?
I think that is.
What did I think I forgot. Can you remind me what we're doing?
We're doing Rate the Ultra.
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 All right, guys, you heard it. This is it, the new segment. New segment. If you've watched Chris's videos before, this is a rehash segment, but new segment, Rate the Ultras. All right, so what we're basically going to do, and Chris can elaborate more if I'm leaving anything out, but we're going to rate the Ultras. Is that
pretty much it? It's pretty much as simple as it is. We're going to rate it on a couple criteria, rated on art and playability. Playability is kind of a weird one because you could say that I liked rating them by themselves. Like, you would put it into any deck. That's how good the card would be. So if it's only good on one symbol, then it's really not that good of an ultra because it's not good across the board in a way. So, yeah. So that's pretty much it, man. And get ready at home for Rate the Ultra.
So are we including the secret rares, Chris?
Yeah, I think we should because they're basically ultra rares.
They're basically ultra.
Yeah, they're pretty ultra. So yeah.
All right, so I guess if you guys want to follow along at home, or I could just put the cards on the screen for you, I guess.
You can do that, but if they want, but if they're listening on their phone and they don't want to waste all their data, I guess it's the same thing but different. You could just go to UVS Ultra, hit Crimson Rampage as your set, hit Ultra Rare, hit promo so you can get the 2 secret rares because for some reason there's no secret rare button yet. Scott, get on that. Yeah, they'll come up in order.
They'll be there in the order we're going to go in, and you can even do your own at home. So we're going to do this on
give us in the comments. Give it those comments. We got to get some comments going and more subs. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. This is going to be weird in the middle of the episode that you just had to plug, but whatever.
We're just going to keep doing it just at random intervals. That way they know.
Yeah, there you go.
So look, these scales are completely arbitrary. My 1 to 10 is different than Chris's 1 to 10.
This also does not reflect all of the views of Universes Academy podcast. This is just the views of me and Ryan.
Nope, this is it. This is the only opinions that matter. All right.
Okay, there we go. That works. That works, man. That works.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So 1 to 10 on art playability. First card we got is Airstream Driver. Start us off, man. What's your art? How you feel about the art on this?
Well, I think the art is definitely a 8 out of 10. Just because I think it's one of those cards that you're going to want to see it foil. And the image right now we have, well, you know what? It's going to be a 10 out of 10 foil. The card's going to look amazing. So I'm changing it right now. Card 10 out of 10 on foil.
So a full 10?
Full 10. We're going full 10.
Okay.
Yeah, full 10.
Okay. So for me on the art,
going to pop. I really think he's going to pop in that foil pattern.
Yeah, I think the slashes is going to be pretty cool. So for me,
if the provisional cards have shown us anything, those foil patterns are hot. So
that's true. Those foil patterns are pretty dope. The one on Concentrate is so good with like the wave coming out. But so for me, I was thinking like a 7, honestly, because like there's not a lot going on in the background. It's just him diving down. But then I was like, same thought as you. That foil pattern is going to be dope. So I was thinking maybe like an 8.5. So I'm just going to average those out to like a 7.75 for mine.
Okay.
7.75 on the art.
Okay.
I think that's fair. I don't know. We'll see.
See,
now
playability. Well, playability, I'm going to give it first glance probably a 7. Because it's usually going to be the second card in your card pool. So really you're playing this on a 6 and not a 5. Because you want full value out of the card, and your opponent has to block first to get full value out of the card for the top enhance. The bottom enhance is really good because you have to have a momentum to do it. Where there are some characters who have some attacks. I believe it's a Racerhead's attack to steal something for free just for playing the card. Yeah, definitely I think it's a 7. It's a 7 just because it's really a 6 diff. And if your opponent's just eating attacks, it's It's still a 3 high for 6, but the +1 low block's really good. But again, to get full value, you need to play it on a 6, and your opponent has to actually. You have to rely on your opponent to do something, and that's why it's not as good as it should be.
So you gave it a 7?
7. Yep.
Yeah. So for me on this, I think it's gonna be hard for this card to find a place in a lot of decks, like you said, and just like on a 6 diff, it is like 9 damage on 6 speed coming through if they block.
Yes.
Does these symbols don't?
There's a lot of ifs. A lot of ifs.
Yeah. These symbols don't typically have ways to like stuff cards in your opponent's card pool. I guess unless you're playing. Actually, do any of these symbols stuff cards in your opponent's card pool?
They do not.
Asui 2 do any of that? Does she put stuff in their card pool on these symbols? No, she doesn't have
Asui
air,
2
right?
doesn't. She doesn't even have any of these
she
symbols.
lost air. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the tough part about it. Like, I mean, the ceiling is a nice touch for momentum. It gives you something to do if you don't have anything else to do. But yeah, it's tough, man. Like, yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I'm gonna go 7 on that one. So we got an 8.87 on the art.
Okay.
And a 7 on the playability, obviously.
Yeah, okay. I figured the 7. Figured the 7 would be the average on that one.
Yeah,
for that.
We're good at math.
Oh, definitely,
right.
definitely.
So coming up next, we got Howitzer Impact Cyclone, the Bakugo ultra rare out of this set.
You go first on this one. You go first.
I get to go first, dude. This card on art. This card looks fucking awesome. He's like literally in the middle of a cyclone. Like, you got the smoke around. I think the foiling on this is gonna look sweet. I hope the XR looks even sweeter on this.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The XR is gonna be really cool looking.
Yeah. Like, this is kind of similar though to Airstream Driver, where there's not a lot going on in the background other than just like he's in the cyclone, like, you know what I mean? But so I'm not gonna give it a 10. I'll give it a 9.
On that quick point, all of them, if you look at all the ultra rares going forward, they're all kind of like blah in the background. They're all just kind of like very, very meh in the background. So maybe the foil pattern, maybe they'll use that foil pattern in the background, and the character will be kind of like isolated from the foil. So that's where we'll get our like design, where we'll get the nice looking touch. So I don't know. Yeah. What did you say for art? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I went ahead and gave it a 9 because I'm not trying to just dish out 10s. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know. I'm gonna go with an 8. I'm gonna go with an 8. More often than not, because I'm not a big Bakugo fan, but the card's really good. So
the bias shows. Wow.
The bias shows. Hey man, I'm not even an All Might fan, and I play him, so you know.
So for playability, Fury Powerful 3 Slam on a combo that gets you free momentum, and it also draws you cards for each of your momentum. I think this is a really cool card. Once again, you're kind of have to play this on a 6 diff for a 3-speed attack. There are ways to add speed to this. It is a Fury attack, so it fits into archetypes. Yeah. The card draw is kind of huge for Earth and Death.
Yep.
If you can like get the momentum to fuel it. Yeah. Like, I could see this card actually making an impact in those two symbols specifically.
Impact. Nice pun.
Totally intentional. Whoops. But yeah, I could see this making a splash. We'll just go completely away from the fire.
Go. Ooh, nice. Okay, there you go.
Make a splash in the Fury meta, like, and especially for like Earth and Death. I think that card draw engine could be something it's been looking for. So for playability, I'm gonna toss it in the. Man, if Airstream Driver was 7, this has got to be at least like an 8.5 for me. I'll go 8.5.
Yeah, I was gonna go 8 on this one, just because of the 6 diff. That's basically the main thing. Granted, you're looking to flip. You're flipping stuff. With some characters, you can flip stuff off the combo. Just gonna say with Bakugo, you get to do that. But the combo to get momentum, that is huge, because you're already playing a Fury lineup with this card for the most part to get max value. So you're getting momentum. So you're already drawing one card no matter what. It's always going to replace itself. So that's a win in most decks. A card that can replace itself. As someone has said in previous videos, I don't know about this one, or this, I don't know if it was this channel or another channel. We love our cantrips. So, you know,
that might have been me, because I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm all for drawing cards while playing cards, because that's the meta right now. Is just drawing cards while playing cards.
If I'm not drawing cards, I'm not having fun. I won't be real with you. All right, so coming up next, we got Electromagnetic Stomp. What you got, man?
Okay. It is my Hatsume's ultra rare. It's kind of like Meteor Shower point 0.5. It's not as good as Meteor Shower, but it does different things. It's a low, which is awesome. But we're not talking about playability. We're talking about art. And I'll give this one a... I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the "Step on Me, Mommy" meme, so I think I'm looking at it like a 6. I'm pretty sure the foil may look kind of cool because if she's kind of isolated and the foil pattern's different on the orange and the yellow, it may look kind of cool.
Yeah.
But definitely it's a 6. It's a 6 on the art. It's not very dynamic, because the other two we've seen so far are kind of dynamic. They're like an action shot, and she's just like, "Here, I'm stomping on you," which okay.
Yeah, this one's kind of tough. I agree with you. Like, if the foil pattern on this is kind of like Capture Evildoers, where the background is kind of starbursty, like different foils or whatever, it could look cool. But I don't know, man. Like, the action pose isn't even that cool for her right now. And while I love May, and I definitely am playing this character when she comes out, I think I'm with you, man. I'm gonna go with a 6 as well on this art. But the foiling could change my mind down the line.
Yeah, these opinions are never set in stone. They can always change. Always change.
So what about playability for you?
I like things when they're in my momentum. They're face up and they have extra effects, so that's really good. Commit one to get a low block into hand sounds very fantastic.
A +1 low block.
A +1 snap low block. Stun's kind of nice. So basically, it's really like a 5 low for 4 in a way, because the weird math that we get when we stun people. You can cut to ready an asset, which means you're really only playing this in decks that play assets, which are a few. So I don't know. I'd give it like a 7, which is like an average. I'll give it a 7 because not every deck's gonna play this. Kind of like unlike Meteor Shower, where if you're playing those symbols, you're playing Meteor Shower. Because I don't think if you're playing these symbols, you're not necessarily playing this. This card's not an auto include.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So maybe it's a 6.5. We'll go 6.5. 6.5.
So you're going 6.5. All right.
Yeah.
So I feel like this card is probably going to be better than I originally gave it credit for when I looked at it. So this is pseudo card draw for evil, which has none. So I think this card, like in evil, could be really good. It's an off zone attack. It's a 4/4/4. It's a low attack with a great low block. And being able to ready assets, while that's not good for evil specifically right now, that could be really good later. Like, who knows what's coming out.
But we're talking about now, though. Now.
For now.
Okay. And not all now. Right. We're talking about now.
So for now, I think this is better than Airstream Driver.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go, really?
Ooh. Yeah, dude, I would play this over Airstream Driver.
Handle.
Like legit, I would play this over Airstream Driver. So
you should, because they don't share symbols. So yeah, you could easily.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if they share symbols, I would still
share symbols. Oh yeah.
That being said, it's not that much better. So 7.25 is what I'm giving.
But they do share low blocks at +1. So that's something they do share, and that's really good. So
that's true.
Very good.
So I gave it a 7.25. So this card's got a 6 on art and 6.875 on playability.
Dude, we're gonna get proven wrong so bad, and this card's gonna beat everyone's ass. You're gonna see it. It's gonna happen.
That's how it goes, dude. Always happens. Every card I ever thought was bad, just like, nah, bro, this card's busted.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
All right, so next up we got Acid Corrosion Breach. This is the
Mina
what's her name?
Ashido 2 card.
Yeah, Mina Ashido. Who went first on the last one?
I did. I went on. Yeah, it's your turn. It's your turn.
Okay, so Mina Ashido art here. So I don't know what's going on here. Is she like sliding on acid? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, she's sliding around like Iceman does. You've seen the X-Men, right? Where the Iceman creates like that water thing he slides on, but she's doing it with acid, which doesn't make any sense, because wouldn't she like just burn through the earth?
Yeah, like, well, maybe it's like eco-friendly acid. I don't.
It could be. It degrades like non-natural stuff.
Yeah. That being said,
my headcanon. That's my headcanon now.
I think once again, the foiling on this is probably gonna be really cool with the background. So I'm hesitant to give this any like really bad grade on the art. So I'm just gonna go with like my generic go to like 7.5 there.
Yeah.
Nope, 8.
Yeah.
We're gonna upgrade to 8.
I think I'm gonna agree with the 8 because I like the pose she's in because I think that's cool because it's kind of Mina, like she's having fun, and, and like it's kind of goes back to like the home run comet art where I love that art because Ochako's beating the hell out of people, the cement pillar. So and she looks so happy doing it. So yeah, she just looks like she's having a blast. So definitely, I'm gonna agree.
That's what I need on these cards is like interaction. I need someone getting hit with a pillar.
Yeah, dude, for real.
These are more character portrait, like character.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it has to do with them getting assets from the parent company, and now that what I learned in Omaha is they're able to contract out their own original art now, because screenshots don't XR very well. So they're gonna all XRs are gonna be original art going forward. I think after set 4 or 5, I think he said so.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
So let's go to playability on this. So it's a 2-check. +1 high block. It is an off zone 6 damage attack.
We know you're not scared of 2-checks.
I'm not. I don't care about 2-checks. I'll play the shit out of a 2-check.
Yeah.
But, bro, what is up with all these ultras being 3 speed? Like, what the heck? But it
you gotta think
really
though,
right.
man. Look at that top enhance though.
I know,
you
man.
don't need it to get any bigger, right? But
yeah, it's really a 5 low for 8, right?
Yeah.
And then you can pick something back up out of your card pool that's face down. So
like you could use the momentum to like get the +2/+2, then pick that momentum up again to play it,
Yeah. So I think Mina, obviously this is like a 10 out of 10 for her.
Yeah.
Outside of Mina, I still think this card will probably see play. You add 2 cards to your card pool to pick one up, essentially. Well, you add 1 to pick one up, but you can add 2 to give +5 or +2/+2, and then pick one of the 2 up. So if you have any way to like interact with those other cards in your card pool, this could be really solid. So if it's a 10 out of 10 in Mina, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I mean, Amphibious Ambush loves this card, right? Because like you can Amphibious Ambush in your first attack, play this, and you pull that momentum out that you ambushed in, and then you pick up the momentum to have like it's 3 attacks deep, but you're only going to have 2 in your card pool because you go attack, ambush the attack in, and then this attack goes on a 6 after the ambush, and then you pick up the momentum to have it for either a 3rd attack or like it's a ice storm or whatever. As long as it's a ranged attack, you're playing the ranged attack package. I don't know if it works on water though. No, because she doesn't have water, so it does not work. So don't ambush. So you can't ambush. So yeah.
So I'm gonna give this I think this is probably like the best card of the ones we looked at so far. So I'm gonna give it a 9.
Ooh, nice. I agreed with you on the art. I'm gonna go with an 8 because like of course in Mina it's a 10 out of 10. You play 4 of these in Mina. You auto windmill slam 4 of these, right?
Yeah.
But like in anybody else, it's not really, it's a kind of a bland 3 low for 6. Great. Yeah, it has a +1 high block, which is fantastic in a high attack meta that we're in right now. But it looks like a lot of the attacks that we're getting in set 2 are lows, so +1 highs aren't that great. But they still will be because everyone will still play those good attacks from set 1. You kind of need momentum, so it's not really a turn 2 type card unless you can find snap momentum somehow. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's like an 8. It's a solid 8. Because you could still throw a 3 low 6 and it's still going to hit people,
That's true.
Or
just
partial
on the back
block.
Of being a low attack, yeah.
Yeah, just being on a low, someone's going to partial or they're going to eat the entire thing. So yeah, 2-check doesn't scare me either. So get used to it, nerds. Play 2-checks. They win games.
I may have rated this card too highly in retrospect already, but I'm sticking by it. 9 out of 10.
Oh man, I know, dude. Our it's like we've already hit the bar so high. The bar is already too high on some of these things.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Double jab,
whatever. Double jab pummel. I'm excited for this one. This one's cool. I'm a huge Ochako 3 fan because I think she's going to touch all the cards. So like, I'm biased in this one. So I like the art. It's dynamic. She's coming forward like she's launching herself at someone. Foil patterns are going to make it look even better. I'm going with 11 out of 10 on art here.
11 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
This is how we reset the scale.
I'm retroactively putting Airstream Driver at a 9. So go back and put it at a 9 because this one's better than Airstream Driver.
I went back and changed it. I got you.
Thank you. But yeah, this one you don't have to put 11, but this one is the best art we've seen so far. So it's dynamic.
I've already put the 11. It's in.
Okay, it's cool. It's in your face. The foil pattern is going to make it look really great. Yeah. So go ahead on the art.
Is this like Ochako's most badass pose on a card so far?
I don't know, man. She's beating people with pillars in home run comment and pillar swing.
Yeah, but she's coming at you.
Yeah, like this is like in your face, so it's really cool. Yeah, it's definitely different from Ochako's other stuff.
Yeah. So for art, I think I did break the scale on art by giving Howitzer Cyclone a 9. I'm gonna go back and give that an 8, and I'm gonna give this a 9. I've changed it. We're resetting. We're fixing it.
We're resetting.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing when I started. I was just throwing numbers around, dude.
That's all I do is throw numbers around and just talk out of the side of your ass.
I'm going to go back and take like 30% off every rating I've given so far.
That's fine. I don't care. I think it's probably right. So yeah.
So playability on this bad boy. What you got?
Well, outside the fact that you do have to play a charge lineup kind of hurts it, but charge lineups are great in the game. Yeah. So it can fit into any charge lineup possible. The speed on it doesn't really matter because the whole point of them is like blocking it. Like you're like, cool, block it. I'll draw 2 cards and get 2 to. If they block, you get to draw and discard 2 cards. You get to cycle 2 cards, which is great. You get the +2 to check no matter what. So, and then the deadlock enhance is insane. It means I auto pass a card. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't go into deadlock against this.
Yeah. So like if your opponent's in deadlock and you get the combo off, you get +7 to your next card. You can play whatever you want after that. You can play pillar swing easy. You can
play
You can play yeah, exactly. You can yeah, you can. I'm gonna go with a 9.5 with playability.
9.5.
Yeah, just because of the combo. It's on a. It's not the combo is. This is even more efficient than the Bakugo and the other. The Bakugo one because this is on a 5. If it's your second attack, it's on a 5. It's cheaper, and then it basically takes away progressive, giving you +2 to check. So it basically says your next attack ignores progressive if it's the second attack you played.
Yeah. Now this card doesn't do anything poorly, and it's I'm gonna go with a 9.5 right there with you. So far, this is easily the best ultra rare we've seen.
I think the worst part about the card is that it's a mid, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's the worst part about the card. It's a mid, but you don't care because you want them to block it. This is the one you want them to block because then you kill them with the attacks you have in your hand after that.
Yeah. And even if you're not playing this as an attack, it's blocking so good with that +1 high block. Good lord, it's amazing.
Yep.
So on to Zero Gravity Barrier. Another Uraraka, the second Uraraka Ultra Rare.
Yeah.
And once again, she's back with a pretty sweet pose.
Yeah, they've knocked it out of the park with her this time because her other cards are. I mean, Meteor Shower's pretty dynamic in a way, but it's not she doesn't look like she's really in the heat of battle. So.
Yeah, and something I guess you mentioned earlier, with there not being anything else going on in these pictures, there wasn't Sim 1. These cards feel much more like their own, which is cool. The more I'm thinking about and seeing it and paying attention to it, they really are the personification of the characters more, which is cool. So for art on this one, I think, I think this has got to be easily a 9, just like the other one for me. I know you gave 11 to the last one, so you might be doubling up here.
No, actually, I'm not a big fan of the way her legs look in the text box. They look kind of weird.
Oh, she does that a lot when she jumps, though. That's her like.
Yeah, I know, but when she does these in air things where they show her legs, it's just her legs are bent at these weird angles, and it doesn't make any sense. Human legs don't bend like that, But I guess I'm getting nitpicky because it's just a nitpick. But
yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 9. It's a 9. It's a solid 9. I like the other one better because it's more in your face. It's more aggressive, and I like that. I think it looks cool. This is more of she's in a ranged attack. She's looking to she's creating a barrier. She's more defensive, and it's not and that's typical Uraraka. And I like stuff where they subvert expectations on the art somewhat. So and I like that. So
yeah,
it's a 9.
Yeah, okay. So in playability on this, it's another off zone attack, a great block on a
another 3-speed attack. I think this is
another
like
3-speed attack. Yeah.
all of them have been 3-speed except for the Mai Hatsume's.
Yeah, that's kind of
they
nuts,
love their
right?
threes on they love their threes on ultra rares, huh?
We take from the speed to give to the damage, baby. So
damage.
it's a
Yeah.
3 low for 6, a 2 check. So this has got an effect on it that we haven't really seen in MHA yet. It's got a like power of the edge kind of effect where you just kind of nuke an attack.
Yeah, Skull Barrier and Battle for Power had it too. There was a thing that you nuked an attack.
So this one, on the other hand, lets them draw a card back after you do that. Some of the other more powerful versions of this did not do that at the cost of 2 momentum. But I think that this card might be too slow in the current meta, but set 2 does look to slow things down a bit. So it's hard for me to actually say.
I do. Single ladies mount lady loves this card because you automatically put this in from your momentum, and it's online after you get a momentum, which is great. But again, you have to. We're talking about it by itself, not comboing with a lot of other pieces. So I don't know. Well, go ahead. You give your rating because I already have mine. I already know what I'm going to give it.
I think this has to fall like in the 8 range for me, just because I'm not sure how fast set 2 is going to be. If set 2 is as fast as set 1, this card is going to be borderline unplayable, I think, as a 2 check that needs 2 momentum. But I'm sure I'll be proven wrong. So what did you have for this one?
7. I'm gonna give it a straight 7. It's solid, but again, you're gonna need to get like in Ochako 1. This card's easily online on turn 1, right? You get a snap momentum, you charge up into it. If it's in your discard, you can charge it up. So you may see a little bit different like a Chaco's coming in just because it's more of this is definitely a defensive card. It's not one of those, well, I'm going to rip your face off type of card like the other one is. Right. So
although if you play like 2 or 3 of these in a turn at 3 low for 6, you are going to crank out some damage on people.
Oh yeah. It's not as good as, but see, the issue is, I mean, it's taking up a 4 diff slot, so it's not taking away from 1.3 million volts. So you can technically play almost an all low air lineup charges, because I believe Jiro's 4 low 4 flash is also a charge. So you could technically cheat some progressive with that card and do some neat things. Is it going to be like tournament winning? That's yet to be seen, but you can do fun stuff at locals like that. That's where you test all the fun stuff, is at locals, right? And when webcam weeklies, you just do weird crap and see if it works.
Yeah, so
it's definitely a 7. So
you give it a 7. So it's got a 7.5 from us. All right.
Right, here we go. Searing Glacial Storm. It's Todoroki's ultra rare. It is the top. It was like everyone's like, oh man, the game's ending because this card's just too good. This is what people were saying all over the place. It's too good. It's slowing the game down.
About this, okay.
It's a 5/2, which is fine. It's fine, but this is basically the first and only attack you're playing in the turn. But we're talking about time of playability. We're talking about art. The foil's going to look fantastic, especially if they split the foil over the ice and the fire. Like one side's foiled, one side's not, or they use 2 different foil patterns. It's going to be awesome. So I'm going to give it a 9. It's not as good as the Ochako one because I'm biased, so I'm giving it a 9.
So my only complaint about this card on the art is it feels like there's something going on with the Todoroki's face in this, and I can't really like pinpoint what it is. It seems like
it's kind of weird. Yeah,
it seems like featureless and weird. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I get that. Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 now because I just noticed that and I don't like that. His face looks really weird.
That's actually what I was gonna give it to after when I was looking at his face. I'm like I love the. Like, I still think the XR and the, foiling on it are going to be good. But, he just looks
his pose
weird.
is great. His pose is super dynamic. It looks fantastic. It's the face, dude. The face looks like he looks like a skull with hair.
And it's like, this is a screenshot from the anime, though, I'm pretty sure. is why it's so confusing that it looks
Oh, dude,
weird.
the anime isn't always perfect, dude. Trust me. There's some
fair.
bad.
That's fair.
There's some bad art in the anime. There really is. Yeah. Especially if it's a screenshot. Like, I think this is a screenshot, and so the XR may not be as good looking because it's a screenshot. So that's the issue.
Yeah, makes sense. So playability.
Playability. Well, unfortunately, you have to be on a certain symbol to use this. I'm giving it a 6 because as cool as that effect is, you have to be playing order. Your character has to have order. And so that really limits your character choices if you want to use this card. You know, it has a stun 2, which is great, but it basically it nukes a field, which is awesome. Everything is really good about this card. It's like everything about this card screams 9, but then you slap that symbol restriction on it and it immediately drops it down to a 6 because sorry, man, you have to play an order character. You have to play an order character to use it. And that's just, I think it's a sideboard card. I really do. It's a sideboard card.
So what if I told you that there were 16 characters that can play this card? Does that change your opinion on it?
No, it's still a sideboard card.
Okay. So I love this card.
It's a 2 high for 6, my friend. It's not a 3 at least. That's changing things, but
we're not playing this card for damage. This is a.
I know you're playing it. That's the issue. You're playing it for the reset, but the issue is then you're playing a card that is probably never going to deal damage, and it's just going to reset a board.
Yeah, you don't need
this
card
sideboard
card. Though. So here's my argument. This card is a perfect way to slow down these aggro decks that are like building 6 and then like getting live on you, or like building 10 and just like playing 15 attacks at you. Like you can just stop that.
That's true.
And there are fronts for this character or for this attack that can take advantage of the shortened board state. So like Todoroki, Stain, just because he can hack checks after it.
True.
And there was another character I was thinking of, but his
the issue is it's not. My issue with Stain is though it's not a weapon, so it feels like a sideboard card for him because it's not a weapon.
Yeah, I mean I could see that. That being said, for playability for any character that has order, which is what I'm going to judge this on, I'm going to give.
Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah,
I'm going to give this an 8.5.
Oh my gosh. Okay, whatever.
I love
it's
this
fine.
card.
That's cool, dude. You know, it's the show, dude. Because it's good. Because my first rate the Ultra was just me, and it's great having someone else to bounce off of. This is fantastic.
All right,
but hey, at least it wasn't a 3 high 6. Okay.
We got off the 3s. We got off the 3s,
but it's changing in the next one. That's definitely changing for the next one. You'll see that.
Yeah, I know. All right, so Sinister Paralyzation, 4/2, 3 low for 6. Surprise. This is the worst block we've seen so far. This is a +2 mid block. What the heck?
I believe there was a +2 low on Bakugo, so that's better than a +2 mid. So it's better than a +2 mid. So yeah.
+2 mid block. All right, so.
Give it some breaker if it has +2 mid, please. Give it breaker.
There's no breakers. We just a weapon. But that being said, I think the art's actually kind of cool. Like it just though it feels a little basic. I don't know why though. Like something about his like scarf and his right arm looks kind of weird to me. I don't know much.
Yeah, because the way it's kind of like bent underneath him, kind of odd. Yeah, like they're really trying to like force the sword into the frame instead of just letting it. Like because really he's like this. And like I don't think anyone just I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna give the art I think I'm gonna go with like a 7.51 because I think it's better than Searing. But
man, I don't know. Like that arm. Now we point out that arm, it's really bugging me now. So I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6. That arm really screws it up, dude.
You know what? That's actually you didn't mention this, but there's not like a background really to be spoken of on this either because his cloak and stuff are taking it up. So I don't know what the foiling's gonna be like. So I'm just gonna go to a flat 7. I think a flat 7, which makes me want to make Searing's art even worse.
Yeah,
I want to just peel it back. All right, so playability on this card.
Totally gonna peel back everything after the show.
I told you 30% off everything once we're done.
There we go. 30% off sale right now. Everything's got to go.
Look, when I started, I said I didn't know what I was doing, so my
Yeah,
numbers are
no,
all
I
out of
know.
whack, dude.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So this has got a free enhance. If your opponent's taking damage this game, ever, you just get to steal something for free. I feel like
That's really good.
that's pretty hot
Mm-hmm.
because it hits
Mm-hmm.
assets too. We don't have a lot of asset stealing right now in MHA.
Very true. Very true.
And then a combo enhance off of a weapon attack to make your opponent recheck a 5 or higher when they go to block this attack. So I don't think that's as good as like people think it is on the surface because it has like a 66% chance to give this attack +2 speed when they go to block it.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's 6 damage. And it's a 2-check. Man, as a 2-check, I don't feel good playing this card for what it's doing. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is like a 7.5 or something for me.
I was gonna go with the 6. I like the seal ability, but like the recheck doesn't matter at all because more often than not, unless you're playing check hacks, which with the character, yes, they check a 5, you check hack, they recheck, and then you check hacks the next card is what you do normally.
Right.
But I don't know. The seal is really good, but I'm just gonna say it's a 6 because for a 2-check, it's not worth it. For a seal, where you could on one of these symbols with combo, you can play your Racerhead's seal, and it's a free enhance as well. So, and you can possibly get discard if you play an action out of it. So yeah, but block is really bad. The block's not very good. The low zone's good, but the low zone attack's good. But nah, I'm not a big fan of this card. I'm gonna go 6.5.
6 point. Oh, you went up a little bit. 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. Okay. Yeah, we'll go just because I like the seal. The seal's really good. So because of the asset hate. So
I think some of my problem is that I'm ranking these in relation to all cards instead of just relation to ultra rares. So I'm giving stuff too much credit is what's going on.
Yeah.
So from here out, the second half of these ratings, we're gonna get more real. Okay.
More real. Right. Here we go. Here we go.
Slashing Whirlwind. Slashing Whirlwind. What do you think about Slashing Whirlwind's art?
The art, I kind of like it. It's kind of dynamic. It's in your face a bit. I really like that. It kind of reminds me of the Ochako card where he's coming at you with his knife, like he's kind of dashing towards you. So that's pretty cool. I'm really interested to see the foil pattern in the background because I think that's really gonna make or break the art. I'm gonna say let's go with the 7, just because it's too reliant on the foil. And I'm not as biased towards him than as I am towards Ochako. So, and I'm 7. I'll go 7.5 because I like his pose, his dynamic pose. I like that.
So I was thinking around a 7.5 on my newly centered scale of what is good or not. But there's something about Stain's right arm in all these pictures that is fucking with me. Why is his arm doing that? Why is it?
It's like it's like he's like going like this.
Yeah, it's a 90-degree angle behind him. I don't understand.
It's really weird. Yeah, it's like this. It's and his wrist is up. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm gonna retract mine. It's a 6. It's a 6.5. That arm's weird.
It's his right arm in all the pictures. I don't know. Yes, I'm gonna go with also a 6.5 on this one. But
I didn't know he also wore a watch. Did you see that? He's wearing a watch.
It's hero killing time, baby.
Yeah, hero killing time, baby. Yeah, you got it.
That being said, if the foiling on this card is fucking banger, this is easily gonna be like an 8.
Yeah, definitely foil. Okay, so I'm gonna say a caveat. Foil patterns of banger, it instantly jumps at 3 points. So, or caps it at 10. So,
playability on this, it's got is discard 2 momentum for +10 damage if you've dealt damage this combat phase. So it is a departure from his deals damage this game. What do you think about 10 damage on 2 momentum?
I'm giving playability a 4.
Ouch. Okay.
I'll give it a 5 because there are two momentum for 10 damage. And it has to be like your second or third attack because you have to have dealt damage to use it. Because the caveat is you have to have 2 momentum. So that means it's either a turn 2, it's either a turn 3, turn 4, turn 5 attack. I mean, granted, a 5 mid for 4 isn't terrible, but again, it's a 5. It's a mid, so and that 2 momentum cost is super costly. I can think of way better things to spend momentum on. Granted, if you have nothing else to spend momentum on, I guess you're spending it on this, but then you're telegraphing your attack completely. And this attack loses to capture evildoers. What's their plan? Anything that steals momentum or discards momentum, it like shit. Todoroki too himself beats this attack, so it's like 5. It's a 5.
So I think there is a place for this attack, specifically in an all deck.
It's called your binder. It's called your binder.
Yeah, it belongs there, but it could also belong in an all deck if you're playing like a capture evildoers thing.
Sure.
Right? Sure. And you like get to play this after you clear, and they block some, and you just like surprise 14 damage or something. But yeah,
sure, but you also have to have 2 momentum. Yeah, I mean, like you have to have 2 momentum to say, "Surprise, I'm doing 14 damage." But
yeah.
But then you're using to clear your card pool. You're also using momentum to clear your card pool with capture evildoers. So you have to have 3 momentum to do that, and that seems very costly.
We're not in block 2 anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a. I'm actually gonna give this a worse rating, or no, I'm gonna give the same rating as you. I'm gonna give it a 5 on my newly centered scale of goodness.
Yeah.
All right, so Blue Flame Spiral is our next one. This is the Dabi Ultra Rare.
Yeah, this one people got hyped for real fast. They were really hyped for this card when this one got previewed, I think.
I don't remember who's going first in this one. I'm sorry.
Well, this is art. I mean, he looks like he's just doing Dabi things. He's just shrugging and just standing there like he normally does. The foil pattern's gonna. Again, this is the caveat on everything. Foil pattern's going to matter big time on this one because I really think it's a 6 because its picture's just kind of meh, It's a 6, 6.5. I'd say 6.25. Let's average it out to there.
6.25.
Yeah, with the caveat though, if the foil is awesome, it's instantly a 9.25. So on the sliding scale of Chris Smith. So but.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. This one's tough because like everything is washed out by the Blue Flame spiral that's going on around him.
Yep. Hey, at least his right arm looks fine.
That's true. Right arm is looking nice. So we like I don't know if I could see more of what's going on. Like I think it's too dependent on the foiling on this. Like it doesn't look cool enough on its own. So I'm actually gonna go like a 6 even on this.
Okay. I liked it a little more than you. Yeah. I'm gonna give the ability. Well, it's a mid, which sucks. You have to ready 2 rival foundations to make it at least a 7-speed mid for 5. That seems so. Basically, it's a 5 mid 5 because they're getting 2 foundations back to block.
Yeah.
And then you can't, if they don't have any tapped foundations, you can't use the ability because you can't pay cost on something that's not there.
Yeah. Feels bad, huh?
Yeah, that part feels bad. The discard top 3, if it deals damage, so your opponent has to block it, sounds really good. I love those, either eat damage or something cool happens for me effects. So I'm going to say it's like a 6.75.
6.75. Yeah, this was
the block doesn't even save it. It's a +2. It's a +2 low. The block should be way better on an ultra rare. So
I think this card is really cool. The problem is it's a mid attack and it's slow because I think the bottom ability could save it.
Well, the bottom ability does. The bottom ability made it not a 5. So
yeah. The thing is, like, you have to ready 2 things, like you said, but if you're the aggressor, like if you go first and you want to play this on turn 2, it's like a dead card. Well, it's a dead card in the way that you're not going to get that speed, but you will force them to like block with something in their hand, which is presumably an attack. Otherwise, they're getting like debuilt by 1. So I could see some merit for it there, but yeah, I think it's I'm falling like right around your area. I'm probably like a 6.5, so a little less than you on this one.
Okay. Oh boy. Probably the number 1 ultra rare XR ultra rare that people want. Is coming up.
Yeah. I give it a 10. 10, 10, 10.
A fucking 10. A fucking 10.
Yes.
This XR is going to hit triple digits, man, just because of how people are such fanboys for the toga.
Yeah.
Easy.
So, and it's not just that. Like, look at the art. Let's talk about the art really quick.
Art's really good. The art is fantastic. I don't even care how the foil pattern looks. It could be non-foil, and the art looks amazing in my opinion. So
we already know the foil's gonna look awesome, and the XR is gonna look awesome on this. I'm gonna just straight up just give this a 10. I love this card.
Same. I'm gonna give it a 10 too. I'm not even that big
10.
of a fan of the character, but I love the way the pose looks great. It really encapsulates the character from the show, because she's nuts, and she's it's great. It's fantastic. It needs more blood though. It'd be better if it had more blood on it. So
yeah, she's like, I guess.
But it's not it's not Mortal Kombat, so that's why. Yeah. There's not as much blood because there's not Mortal Kombat.
She's not just literally drinking a chalice of blood. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like Melina and holding Goro's head in fatality up. That.
Yeah. And as far as playability goes, I think this is also easily the best card we've seen to this point.
This is definitely the best foundation in MHA format. Period.
Yes.
In my eyes, yeah.
This is going to be... There's no reason to not play this card in every symbol that can run it. This is going to be like a coordinated effort, right? Like every symbol can play it. They're going to play 4. Or maybe not 4, maybe 3, whatever. But yeah, it's card draw for evil.
Well, it's not unique, so... It's not unique. So as long as you're not running multiple... Yeah, as long as you're not running multiple 2s or 1s, you're running 4 of this card.
Fuck, so. I cannot play this card. I'm out of the running.
I mean, you can off of death and play double front beatdown. What do you think if you double front beatdown and you built 2 of these off the top of your deck?
What a beating! Yeah,
what a beating to your opponent, right? It'd just be like, oh man.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you all around. I think it's a 10 out of 10 playability too.
Yeah.
It's like you said. It just like even if you don't play it, if you already have 2 down and you don't want to play your 3rd, it has a +2 high block, which isn't terrible. So
the best zone to be blocking right now.
Yep, it is. Yeah, definitely 10 out of 10 across the board. It may rival the Achako Ultra Rare as the best Ultra Rare in the set. And definitely, those 2 are. I think that one, the double jab pummel or whatever it's called, that is definitely probably the best attack in the set, in my opinion. And then this is the best foundation in the set, probably.
Well, right now it's edging out the ULTRAAA card, even though you gave that one an 11 on its arts. It's edging it out.
Yeah, I know.
Barely.
Yeah, you're the one who brought it down. It's your fault. Your fault.
How did I bring it? I gave it a 9.5, 9.5.
Yeah, but this one's a 10 and 10, so the 10 and 10 averages to a 10, not a 9.5.
You also gave it a 9.5.
I know I did. It doesn't matter.
All right,
we're just shooting numbers around, having fun.
So Present Mike's Ultra Rare.
It's the John Jennings special.
The John Jennings special, yeah, with a bunch of H's at the end of that. I'm not gonna emphasize it.
Too many.
So many H's and exclamation points. So what do you think about the art here, man?
Art is cool. It's him. It's really just like it's just Present Mike. So I give it like an 8. It's neat. I wonder how they're gonna do the foil pattern. If they're just gonna foil pattern out the letters, because that would be really neat.
That'd be really cool.
Or they foil pattern everything else but the letters, so the letters pop off the card. So just again, it's one of those
stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those weird. Well, we're depending on what the foil looks like.
Yeah, I actually really like the art on this. There was a hilarious moment in one of our videos where I had accidentally pulled a photoshopped image of this that had ULTRAAA screaming the yeah because someone was like talking about putting it in ULTRAAA.
That's awesome.
And I didn't even realize until later. I was like, why is ULTRAAA on this card? But but no, I think the art on this is really cool. I think I'm like on the 8.5 range though. I'm a little higher than you.
Sure. Okay.
Playability though. Let's talk about that.
Oh, it's sad.
Yeah.
Let's just say unless they ever come out with a way to stack a deck with like putting the 6 on top, this is always on an 8 and it feels bad because you're always committing 3. Granted, you're not committing 3 because you're readying everything that you commit to pass. So that's kind of cool. So it's really on a 5 in a way, technically. But
yeah,
let's be honest, we're not playing this for the combo ability. We're playing this to mill our opponent out. So
yeah,
that's. The damage is whatever. No one cares. It's a 2 mid for 8. No one really cares because it's either ever. It's always getting blocked. That's basically what you should call the card. Always getting blocked. No one wants to take 8 damage. So, but the mill thing's really great. The mill's fantastic. So I give it like a 6.5.
Damn, you're giving this a 6.5. This is a 1.5 better than the slash attack from Stain, the 2-check.
Yeah, 6.5. Yeah,
I'm gonna give this a 5. I think this is like there's a deck that will play this, and there's a person who will love this card. But for like
his name is
power
John
scale,
Jennings.
yeah.
Jennings.
But for just like generic power scale, I think it's probably just like a 5.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? You convinced me. You
want a 5 on this as well? You want
yeah,
the number
we'll go 5. Because the next card may be another 10, so we're gonna have to lower the scale somehow, right?
30%. All right, so
baby.
dude,
30%.
we finally got there. Confident Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
The art on this, there's actually more than one person on the art, dude. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. We got some banging. Okay, so they're neither one of them are punching really, so that's interesting. They're kind of slapping each other. So that's taking me away. Also,
I'm wondering if this is. I wonder if this is original art, because did they ever get this close in the tournament battle? Because I always thought like when they collided, it was far away and you didn't see anybody inside the burst.
That's a good question.
Because I don't see. Hold on a second. Let me pull up the card here and see. Okay. It says illustration by Bones. So this is actually from the show.
Okay.
This may be from like this happened on the last episode of My Hero or whatever, because I don't remember this in the show at all, because I haven't watched it in like 2 years. So
yeah, me neither. I don't remember this at all. So for the art, I am going to give this an 8.25.
I'm going 8.75.
One up to me. Okay.
Yeah. Well, technically 0.5 you, but yeah.
Whew, he 0.5 to me good. Did you have any extra thoughts on the art?
I can't wait. I'm hoping that the Todoroki Fire is foil, and the All for One, the One for All or whatever. Yeah, whatever. The Midoriya's power is the only stuff that's foiled.
Dude, I hope there's really cool foiling like that. That'll be so sweet. All right, so
playability. What about the abilities, dude? What about the abilities?
So number 1, the card's statted awesome. Like it's a 5 mid for 4 on a +1 block on a 3-check 4 diff. That's already got you that's starting you at baseline like a 7, I think.
Yeah, I mean like it's a mid, so yeah, it's definitely a 7 starting for sure.
Yeah, and then you get your response after you block with this card. Your rival loses 2 health. Your rival may discard a card to cancel this effect. So that's a fucking banger. That ability has always been good. So look, that's up to an 8.5 for me already. And if your last attack was blocked, this attack gets +3 damage. So this card is good in every facet of the game: offense, defense.
Oh yeah. You know what this is? This is the Ice Storm of the set.
It really is. Which means it's going to be a $2 ultra rare for a long time.
It'd be a $2 ultra rare to start. Yes. Yeah, I know. It's going to be a $2 ultra rare for like 6 months, and then it's going to go to $5, and then for like 3 months later, it's going to go to $15 finally.
Yeah.
So this card playability on this card is a 10, easy 10, easy 10.
This card's great.
The only thing this card is missing, and I'm just being first world problems complaining, is Breaker. But I don't need those symbols having. I don't need Fire having another Breaker block. So yeah, we're fine.
All right,
which is great though, because what's good is I don't know if Fire decks are gonna have to. They may have to think about either playing this or playing Ice Storm, because I don't think you can play both of them. Because what are you gonna take out? Fire Tokiyami decks can't play this. Can they? What are they taking out? I mean, what are they taking out?
Yeah.
No. I mean, like, what are they taking out of the lineup? That's the issue.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
granted,
honestly, I think you'd probably just take out Ice Storm and Tokiyami, to be honest.
You think so for this?
You don't. Yeah, why not, bro? It's faster. It does more damage. Well,
no, it does the same amount of damage.
Well, it does more like without momentum, I guess, is the thing.
Yeah.
And it also just like kills them on defense. Well, it doesn't. They can cancel it. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's tough. Yeah.
It's weird. It's one of those things where it's going to be a main board card in some decks and a sideboard in others. It's basically what it is. But the ability is going to be really good. It's amazing. The card's great.
Yeah. So up next we got Giant Bite Detention. I don't remember the name.
Go to detention. You're going to the principal's office.
Ectoplasm.
Which is really weird, because they're going to have an attack for a character that's in the plus ultra packs that are going to come out after the set's out. So it's kind of weird, right?
It's weird, but also cool to like have support for that character available, because we did not get that in set 1.
Well, technically, we kind of did because Villains Defeated has all of Midnight symbols, but it's not really her card. So,
Oh
but
yeah,
whatever.
true.
Yeah.
So art, how you feeling about the art here, guy?
That's kind of like I'm getting the same vibes as Airstream Driver, where it's like he's kind of just doing. It's nothing really going on. He's just yelling.
Yeah.
He's just he could be yelling or biting, but I don't know. I'm gonna say it's a 6. It's not very dynamic. It's just
It's
there.
not exciting either, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with a 6 as well.
Like maybe if he was biting somebody, it would be better because it'd be hilarious.
He's just eating someone's leg. Like,
Yeah.
what if he's eating he'd be like a baller eating corn on the cob competitions, dude.
Dick. That'd be like the whole typewriter thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Because he'd have his clones handing them to him.
Oh yes. Or they would also just be eating. They would all just eat too. He'd be the king.
Oh, that's true. He's probably a murderer at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Oh, God. The superhero hot dog eating contest. Who do you take?
Yep. I'm taking ectoplasm.
Taking ectoplasm every time. He's got 36.
Fat Gum. Fat Gum would easily win the whole thing, but still,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the abilities on this guy?
It's you first, buddy. This is your card.
This is. Oh, I thought you just did the art first. Okay.
No, man. No, we're good. We're just gonna bounce it back and forth.
Ooh, stun 1, 4. So 4/3, 3 high for 4 plus 1 block.
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
technically a 6 diff. Technically.
Yeah, it's a double combo. So what does this combo do? This deck gets +3 speed and damage. Okay, that's worth like going for a combo. That's worth a 6 diff, right? Because then
it is. So basically it becomes like a 6 high for 7. So it's really a 6 diff.
And then you get to shuffle up to 3 cards from either player's discard pile into their deck. This is a super techie card. And there's decks that this matters against, being like Eraser and Bird, I guess, off the top of my head.
Yeah. Meteor Shower decks, stuff like that.
Meteor Shower decks. You can also just like shuffle. You can keep shuffling foundations back into your opponent's deck if they need a tag. You don't want them to draw.
Yeah.
So I think this card is actually really good.
It's a really neat techie card, in my opinion as well.
Yeah, I think it's probably in the 8. I'm gonna say 8.25 range. I think it's actually.
Ooh, that's a little high for me, man. I'm giving it a 7.35.
3.5. Okay, we're busting out threes now. Okay.
3.5. Because hey, man, it's another 3-speed attack. Got to give it 3 sometime.
I like it.
My only caveat is it's really reliant on the combo. There are characters who are going to be able to take advantage of the keyword amount or the types of attacks it is, but a 4 high for 4 that gets to shuffle in 3 cards kind of neat. But again, to get full value, it's on a 6, so it just that's why I'm saying it's lower than you, because it's just
understandable.
The 6 diff hurts it a bit.
So let's talk about aiming for number 1.
Oh yeah, the card you hate, the card I kind of like.
Let's talk about it, man. So number 1, the art.
Yep. Okay. So I have an issue with a couple of things. I don't like the way Todoroki's face looks. It looks really weird.
Yeah.
And I get it, like they're all like screaming, "Yeah, we're number 1," but they just kind of like the way some of their mouths are shaped are just kind of weird to me.
Ida's mouth looks
like really Ida's, weird. Like even Minetta's looks like he's in pain.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he's in pain. I don't know. Jiro's face, her profile looks really weird just because like her nose cuts off at a 90-degree angle.
True.
I'm giving it like a 7.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably go a little higher just because I like the buddy shot. Like, I like the buddy shot. So maybe like a 7.5 for me. But I do agree with your critiques on it.
Yeah.
So abilities.
Abilities, buddy.
So it's got response commit. So this is playable in anything. It's a 3/5 with triple infinities, unique, plus 2 bid block. So response commit, after your rival adds any number of cards to their hand due to their non-character effect, they discard a card.
And that's a set 2 only of response.
That's true. That's true. I absolutely hate this ability because I feel like
that ability's crap.
Yeah, this ability is terrible. It's not actually punishing any card draw because they already have to draw the card. They get to shoot.
Maybe if it says they have to take 1 card and add it face down into their card pool, I think I would like that better because it kind of fits into the theme of a couple of one of their characters in the set.
Sure.
Or or maybe they have to, or instead of discard, they have to, instead of drawing, they have to commit, or maybe you commit foundations or commit their character or something like that. That seems more punishing than just discarding one card,
Yeah, so I think that effect is really strong, obviously against like latent skill and signature right swing or whatever, because they're netting negative cards at that point. But against every other like natural card draw, you just break even, which is fine. I already saw the cards. I kept what I wanted. I got rid of what I didn't want.
Yep.
That's totally cool. The remove to draw 2 after your opponent adds any number of cards to their hand is a better effect than the first one, but yeah, like I don't think I would play this card just for that effect on a 3-diff unique. So like I think like for my playability scale, I would probably put this on. I mean, it's like not a horrible card. I think like a 7.75 maybe for me.
Wow, really? I was going with a 5 because it's half dead most of the time. So half of a 5. I like the card, and I'm giving it a 5.
Yeah.
It's because you're playing this in most characters just for the bottom part to actually get cards, because the meta right now is your opponent's attacking and drawing, so why aren't you blocking and drawing? So it's a 1x because it's unique. If it was not unique, then I'd maybe say it's better, but it's unique. The block is kind of crappy. It's a +2 mid. It's not very good. I think the only thing that saves it is that you can play it in any symbol, and that's why it's a 5.
Yeah, I bumped it up a little bit because of that, because it gives you card draw on some of these weaker card draw symbols.
Yeah, on the weaker card draw symbols, I get it.
Yeah. All right. Let's go on to these secret rares and knock those out really quick. We're towards the end. We got Dropkick Slicer.
The art is. Wait. Oh, they cut his right arm out completely this time, so he has no right. It's gone. Oh, there it is. It's behind him. You can see it. It's right by his ass.
That's a more natural. He's holding it.
Yeah, it's more natural. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's definitely a 9. It's very good. It's a 9.
Very 90. Yeah. I'm on a 9 with this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 90.
Playability. Reveal the top 3 to add all attacks to your hand, and then discard any other cards, and they lose a health for each card discarded. It's not even just foundations.
Yeah. So, any card discard. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, once again, card draw for Evil. Like Evil is like going up.
It's making out.
Yeah.
It's making out this set. Yeah. It's like they said they're sorry. They're like, we're sorry, Evil. We treated you so bad.
We did you wrong, baby. Even though we did you right for the previous 14 years, we did you wrong.
Yeah, you got it.
But yeah, I mean, a 4.5 for 5 is not the most exciting, but it does like come in at 4 diff later in the game, and it's a 1-shot. And
it has a +1 low block too, which is really good on those symbols.
I love this card. I can't like give it a 10, I don't think, or a 9, because I don't think it's as good as like double front beatdown on the one scale.
It's not like an auto. I don't think it's an auto include in any. I don't think it's an auto include. Maybe it's Stain. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because he wants to burn people too. So I don't know. It kind of works with his theme. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with an 8.5, 8.5.
Okay, I'm gonna give it an 8. It's a solid 8.
Yep. Yeah. All right, and then finally, last but not least, take us through Joint Effort Offensive.
4-2, 2 mid for 5, which is kind of sad. The speed kind of. Why not a 3? Why not a 3, Jasco? Come on. The art is awesome. It's very dynamic. It's kind of like the whole. It's kind of like the Stain art. It looks really good.
Yeah.
It's not anything. It's nothing out of the ordinary for these characters because they're always jumping into action. So it's not out of the ordinary to see them posed like this. I would have liked it more instead of like a side profile, like at a 3/4 profile where they're coming kind of like at an angle towards you, so you could see more of their faces and their expressions.
Yeah.
Or I would have liked to see the Stain art, facing towards them, so like you could combine the two for one giant picture. Because I think that would have been really sick.
Yeah, that'd be kind of dope.
Not that it ever happened in the show, but it would have been really cool looking to have like almost like a slider, as they used to call them in verses, where you'd have art over 2 different cards, and you combine them to make one big art.
Yeah.
Art's a 9. I'll give it a 9. Oh wait. 8, because it's not at the angle I want it at. It's at 8, but it's still good. It's still really good, but it's at an 8.
So I'm gonna give it a 9 because the background actually sells me on this. I love the Midoriya profile on top of like the Bakugo pattern. I think it like comes together really cool, and I think once the foiling's on there, it's gonna be really awesome. So I'm gonna go with a 9 on it.
Okay, that's cool.
So let's talk about these abilities. This has like all the keywords in the world.
Dude. It has every keyword in the game. Has every keyword. Attack is it's a 4/2, so really it's on a 5 to get full value. You get to get a bunch of speed and damage for every card in your opponent's hand, so that's kind of cool. So its stats kind of instantly double if they have like a certain amount of cards in their hand. So on average, it's probably going to be on average a 4 for 9. On average, they have 2 cards.
2 out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so 4 for 9, which is not that bad on a 4 diff. So you have to find some way to put speed on it. Like All Might 3 loves this card because you basically double up on his enhance, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that means no one's keeping cards against him when this card's out because they don't want to get bopped in the face by this. Because granted, it's a mid and it's gonna get plus ultra blocked forever.
Yeah.
It would have nice to
by everything.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see this as a high attack. I think that would have been on theme still because they're in the air, so it would have been nice to see like a high.
Yeah.
The +1 mid block's okay. That's kind of average, for an ultra rare or whatever. The Bakugo Midoriya thing, that's Bakugo Midoriya. So we're kind of talking about how you played in a bunch of other characters. So unfortunately, I probably have to give this as playability is not as good as Dropkick Slicer. It's probably like a 6.5, just because it's only really playable half of the time.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you on playability. Like everything you talked about. Like this is not as good as, once again, Double Front Beatdown, who is also a Bakugo Midoriya only enhance. Yeah. And it's like the other generic enhance is really good, but people aren't gonna just like hold 4 cards in hand so you can get +4, +8.
Yeah, this isn't a card you slap 4 of in any other character. Like if you're playing Bakugo and Midoriya, you're slapping 4 of these into the characters, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a 6.5 too on that.
Yeah, cool.
All right, well that's it, man. We made it through.
Do you wanna say what the averages were for? Did you have is there an average? Do you have an average of the average? So the art and that added.
I don't, but I can do that and throw it up on the screen magically in post production.
Okay, that's cool. If you have time, do that. So and people, you can scroll through it and see what the averages of the art and playability were together, because that would be kind of cool to do that.
Well, I can tell you that Excited for Blood and Double Jab, or whatever it's called, are going to be the top 2.
Top 2. Yeah, I figured they would be. Yeah, I figured.
And it's going to be a hodgepodge for the rest, but
I'll
put that up and we'll scroll it on the screen for you guys. But
awesome.
Thanks for stopping by to watch another episode of Rate the Ultras.
Rate the Ultras. Set 2. Crimson Rampage.
And thanks for letting us steal your idea, Chris.
It's not really stealing if I just freely give it. So
we stole it. All right. See you guys next time.
Have a good night, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.
We're
doing Rate the Ultra. We're doing Rate the Ultra. We're doing Rate the Ultra.